Greetings, everybody. Welcome to the November 25th, 2015 edition of the Midweek Update here on Rasslin with Redbeard. It's college rivalry weekend, which for us Gamecock fans means we're about to watch Gilbert versus Dan Severn. Number 5 story of the week is that top local and independent talents were at NXT this past week. This was for another set of tapings that was down in Florida at Full Sail University. You had John Schuyler and Corey Hollis making a second appearance for a set of TV tapings there at NXT. They were facing off this time against Enzo and Big Kaz. Unfortunately, they didn't seem to fare any better this time than they did last time against Dash Wilder and Scott Dawson. But it is what it is. It's an opportunity for them to go down there, show their stuff, and to be on WWE's radar. Additionally, you had some top talents like Gunner from TNA, and also Austin Aries, who was a former TNA World Champion, of course. James Storm was also on hand. He's become something of a regular down there. A lot of interesting names floating around NXT right now, and there were also some pictures that were purportedly of AJ Styles walking around the Full Sail University area, but those wound up being totally fake. It was a rather, in my opinion, rather bad Photoshop job of someone who was sort of, I'll say casually, in terms of a resemblance of AJ Styles that had been posted in front of some of the signage that's around Full Sail University for NXT there, but Styles was not on hand. He was not a part of the tapings there. There are persistent rumors that he could be in some way, shape, or form looking at the potential of signing with WWE, but he wasn't there. At any rate, this was a good opportunity for a lot of those guys. Didn't appear that Austin Aries or Gunner were used in a wrestling capacity at this particular taping. They may have been there for one thing or another. Who knows, it might work out for them in a different set of tapings, but still, it's good to see that those guys are potentially getting a shot. NXT continues to grow, and the rich continue to get richer, so we'll see what happens in the future with these talents and others coming to NXT soon. Number 4 story of the week is that TNA has got a new TV deal, and they've also announced TV tapings. This was a kind of surprising move because TNA had been sort of talked about in terms of the potential for them to be signing with a different network, but nobody really knew who they would be signing with. There were some rumors that they might be going possibly to WGN America or some other affiliate thereof, but they wound up signing with Pop TV, kind of an up-and-coming network. They apparently are going to be a big part of what they're doing going forward because all of TNA's social media suddenly went to this kind of a blackout phase here a few days ago, and then here comes all this Pop TV stuff that they're announcing that they're affiliated with them now. But it's going to be an interesting transition. Here again, you've got the fact that TNA is now with their 4th broadcasting partner throughout the length of their fairly young existence. You might as well go ahead and say they're less than 15 years old. I sincerely hope this is an opportunity for them to reset and reconfigure a lot of what they've been doing. TNA's not a bad product. They've got a lot of good talent, a lot of good guys there, a lot of good talent in terms of the divas, in terms of the Knockouts division there as well. But it's just something that creatively they've got to get things under control. They've got to get something that fans want to watch. They've got to make it fresh and new. And they've got to get away from the public authority figure approach as well. I would say that Dixie Carter has had enough visibility for a lifetime in terms of her presence on TNA's Impact Wrestling program. I would put her in a back closet somewhere and just leave her there because she's no good on TV. She really and truly is part of the problem, in my opinion. But I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with this new opportunity. It's going to be interesting to see where it goes in terms of the progression of the product at this point forward. Will it be a full reset? Will it just be them taking what they've already established with the Destination America run? So we'll have to wait and see, but they'll have a new champion at that point in time. And the first show that they're going to run will be a live special, and then from there on it'll be taped. They're going to be doing some tapings in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania from January 5th through the 9th. So if you're in that part of the world, check out the ticketing options that are available. They're also going to be doing a tape special for pay-per-view and an international taping during that span as well. So lots going on in the realm of TNA, lots to look forward to there if you're a fan of Impact Wrestling. Number 3 story of the week is, was Survivor Series a target of ISIS? Really? this is where we live nowadays, or the state of the world that we live in? Unfortunately, it seems to be the case because this group, they're not kidding around anymore. This was a report that was attributed to the online hacktivist group Anonymous. They do their digging and they do their own thing in terms of being able to bring up data from gosh knows where. But evidently they uncovered some type of evidence that led people to believe that Survivor Series was a target for whatever they've got going on. It was reported that this was an unfounded claim by the FBI later on, but still it was enough to scare a lot of people. A lot of folks were on high alert, as you might imagine. Local authorities were, of course, not taking any risks. There were a lot of security checkpoints and whatnot in terms of getting into the building, so it looks like they had things pretty well under control. You never know. I mean, this is one of those things where it could have gone one way or another. Still, it's the scenario that does scare you as a fan, because these are big events. These are events that attract upwards of 20,000 people in most cases. So they are targets. They are targets of a group like ISIS, unfortunately. But it definitely seemed as though Vince had gotten the message, because, of course, he trotted out Lillian Garcia to sing the national anthem, which is something that they don't do very commonly before pay-per-views, at least not in terms of the broadcast. Typically, they just go straight into it. But at any rate, this was something that was definitely not a expected turn of events here in the past few days. But I tell you, these are some weird times we're living in, folks. If you're out there and you ever see anything, or if you're ever a part of something and it just doesn't feel right or looks weird, tell somebody. You might inadvertently cut something off. You know, you hate to say that, oh, I saw that backpack that was sitting there and wound up being, a Boston bomber type scenario. So just be on your P's and Q's and be safe. Number 2 story of the week is that WrestleCade 4 has sold out. This is a tremendous achievement by WrestleCade. This is a event, if you've never heard of it, that is held annually up in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. They gather in a tremendous gathering of talent, both current and also the legend variety. This year, for example, they had a lot of guys who were affiliated with Global Force Wrestling and a lot of legends. You had guys like Animal, Ricky Steamboat, Kevin Nash, others. And then also you had guys like the American Wolves, PJ Black, a whole list of folks who are going to be affiliated with this particular show. And from what we've been seeing, this is a event that's going to be hosting upwards of 3,000, I said that 3 times just for effect, fans. This is a huge event. The fact that they sold it out really is a testament to the promotion and to the effort that goes into an event like this. Great turnout, great to see that level of interest in a big show like this, and great to have it in the Carolinas. It's a real treat to be able to say this type of thing is still here, that wrestling still has a home here in the Carolinas. I will say that I wish that some of these things were in South Carolina as opposed to in the middle of North Carolina, but that's just the jealous nature of a fan like myself coming out. But at any rate, as we mentioned, the show is sold out. If you don't have tickets now, you probably aren't going to get them. However, there is an event the day before called the Showcase of Champions. Tickets are still available for that. That's going to be a pure wrestling show. If you're an attendee of WrestleCade, you get both the Fan Fest and also the wrestling matches that are held thereafter. So a lot going on in Winston-Salem this weekend. A lot to look forward to if you're a fan of professional wrestling up in that part of the world. And the number 1 story of the week is our reaction to Survivor Series 2015. Folks, I will not be too shy about saying that this was a mildly entertaining show, but it just felt like this was the safest route possible in terms of how they're going to handle the situation that they had to deal with. The situation, of course, being the conclusion of the WWE World Heavyweight Championship tournament. This was pretty well what you expected. This was either going to be the coronation of Roman Reigns, or it was going to be that plus Sheamus cashing in the Money in the Bank contract. It wound up being the latter. So now, post Survivor Series, we've got Roman Reigns now challenging Sheamus in a feud that seemingly few people actually want. You can tell by the reaction that the fans had in Atlanta that they weren't particularly sympathetic to Sheamus, or to Roman Reigns after he wound up losing the title to Sheamus. I think this was a great opportunity for them to have either done something with Roman Reigns or Dean Ambrose in terms of turning one of the two of the heel. Especially Roman Reigns. I just feel like he's not that much of a natural when it comes to delivery with his promos and whatnot, and being able to be a little bit more loose in terms of what he's doing in terms of his mic work would really benefit him greatly. Dean Ambrose, I think, could be a top player regardless of whether or not he was a babyface or a heel, to be honest with you, but Roman really could benefit from something different. Unfortunately, they chose to go more or less the paint by number route, and with safe bets all around. They had an opportunity to do a lot with this program. This was a fresh slate, going to be an opportunity to do things from scratch, and they took it where they did. So we are where we are. Even the Undertaker and Kane scenario, with this being a supposed tribute to the 25 years of the Undertaker, even that was pretty well paint by number. There was not a whole lot of variety to that match, and it wound up, more or less being what you would expect it to be. And the real unfortunate part of that is that you've got the Wyatt family now seemingly having been taken out again by whoever they're challenged by. You're just gonna have to wonder how much longer they can be considered a force of any nature whatsoever. Seeing as how they seem to lose constantly, it just is what it is. It's good to be thought of as a stable hand, but at the same time, if that's all you ever do, then it's just not good, because it means you never left the starting block for a lot of cases. But regardless, we're at the point in the show where we like to show off the posters for upcoming events this coming weekend. This is a very busy weekend. This is also Thanksgiving weekend, which is traditionally a big weekend for wrestling, if you didn't know that, in this part of the world. This is traditionally Starrcade weekend that used to be held up in Greensboro, North Carolina. Unfortunately, Starrcade doesn't exist anymore. WrestleCade maybe has taken its place to some degree, but we've got 11 shows coming up this weekend between the Carolinas and Georgia, and there are plenty of opportunities for you to get out there and be a part of the scene. So let's go ahead and show those posters and give you a chance to see what's going on in your part of the world here this weekend. There you have it, everybody. A roundup of the events that are happening in your part of the world coming this weekend. If you're a wrestler, a promoter, or in some way involved in the wrestling promotion, and you didn't see your poster in that past segment there, it's because of the fact that we didn't know about it. We do our best to peruse social media and to keep ourselves informed of what's going on in this part of the world as far as professional wrestling is concerned, but we do miss things. That said, if you would like your poster to be part of the program or featured on the Facebook page, by all means, please drop us a line either here on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, or any of the mechanisms that we have available. Be glad to put that poster out there for you, because promoting the local scene is a big part of what we do here on Rasslin with Redbeard. We appreciate you guys tuning in. If you enjoy the program, please go ahead and click that like button. And if you really enjoy what we've got on the channel here, go ahead and click subscribe as well. That lets us know that we're doing a good job and that we're putting out the type of things that people want to see. Do appreciate you guys tuning in. We'll be back next week with another edition of the Midweek Update.